Lisbon. A city that doesn't reveal itself at a glance, but is lived step by step, climb by climb, emotion by emotion. From the first rays of morning caressing the Tagus River, to the last notes of fado echoing through the streets of Alfama, Lisbon captivates you with a quiet yet profound charm. At the heart of the city lies Praça do Comércio, one of the largest and most magnificent squares in Europe. Framed by elegant yellow buildings, broad arcades, and historic cafes, the square opens wide towards the river like a grand invitation. Once, it was the gateway to the city for ships arriving from all corners of the world. Here stood the royal palace until the great 1755 earthquake, and today, the square symbolizes Lisbon's rebirth. Cais das Colinas, with its stone steps descending to the river's edge, offers the perfect spot for a moment of quiet reflection. The two marble columns, once part of an old royal portico, seem to welcome the Tagus with solemnity, like a ritual of greeting. Next, we walk along Rua Aurea, a vibrant artery of the Baixa district. Shop after shop, Pombaline-style buildings, the rhythm of the city, fresh coffee, and conversations in dozens of languages. Here, history lives beneath our feet, Lisbon rebuilt on ruins, but standing tall. And then, inevitably, it appears, Tram 28. Yellow, shining, almost legendary. A living relic from the 1930s that has become a symbol of the city. Riding Tram 28 isn't just transportation, it's a journey into the soul of Lisbon. It passes through historic neighborhoods, Graça, Alfama, Baixa, Estrela, climbing narrow streets, winding between balconies, each turn telling a new story. The tram window becomes the screen of a documentary about life, history, and people. We step down in Alfama, Lisbon's oldest and perhaps most authentic neighborhood. It survived the great 1755 earthquake almost intact, and today it feels like another time. The streets are so narrow that sometimes barely two people can walk side by side. Balconies almost touch each other from one side to the other, and windows tell stories with lace curtains, flowers, and flags. Alfama is a living labyrinth where you happily lose yourself. Suddenly you find yourself in a small square with an ancient tree and a tiny cafe, then you climb steep stairs that lead nowhere and discover, unexpectedly, a miradoro, a viewpoint where the city unfolds beneath your feet. Here, every corner has a sound. When there are no footsteps, there is guitar. When there is no guitar, there is voice. And when there is silence, there is fado. Fado isn't just music. It's a sung emotion. In Alfalma, you don't just hear it in restaurants. You feel it in the air, in the walls, on people's faces. It is sung with closed eyes and open hearts, and sometimes, you don't know if you cry because of the voice or because of the city. Above it all stands proudly Castelo de São Jorge, a medieval fortress watching over Lisbon for over a millennium. Originally built by the Visigoths, transformed by the Moors, and reconquered by Portuguese kings, the castle today offers one of the most spectacular views of the city. From its crenellated walls, you see red rooftops cascading toward the Tagus, trams climbing lazily among orange trees, and the sky seeming closer. But the castle isn't just a viewpoint, it's a journey back in time, with towers, courtyards, and peaceful gardens where the footsteps of kings still echo. Further on rises the Panteão Nacional, a solemn building where Portugal's most important figures rest, from presidents to maritime heroes and even the Queen of Fado, Amália Rodrigues. From its circular terrace, the city appears calm, like a Renaissance painting. And then, we return to life, to flavors. Lisbon is also culinary joy, and the Time Out Market is living proof of this passion. A modern place anchored in tradition, where the city's best chefs gather. You can taste everything: fresh fish, marinated pork sandwiches, local cheeses, Portuguese wines. And, of course, that unmistakable flavor. Pastel de nata. A delicate, crispy puff pastry filled with a creamy custard made from egg yolks, milk, and sugar, baked until it forms a caramelized crust on top. It is served warm, often sprinkled with a pinch of cinnamon or a little granulated sugar, according to taste. Simple, yet sophisticated. Every bite is a surprise. A joy that needs nothing more. Beneath it all, Lisbon hides another secret: the Roman tunnels, underground galleries rediscovered by chance, reminding us that this city, even before it was Lisbon, was already a lively center built upon layers of history. Lisbon is not just a capital. It's a poem written in stone, light, and sound. A city that does not fade away, because it stays with you. In steps. In thought. In heart. Like a fado that never ends. Northwest of Lisbon, amid pine forests and peaceful mountains, lies Sintra, a town that seems taken straight out of a storybook. The greens are deeper, and the hills are shrouded in a mysterious mist, like a veil hiding ancient secrets. Here, every building, every alley, and every garden seems to hold an untold history. On one of the forested hills rises Painted Palace, a masterpiece of European Romanticism. Its facades are painted in red, yellow, and blue, vibrant colors that strongly contrast with the surrounding forest green. Built in the 19th century by King Ferdinand II, husband of Queen Maria II of Portugal, the palace is an eclectic blend of architectural styles: neo-Gothic, neo-Moorish, Manueline, and Romantic. One of its most remarkable decorative elements is the sculpture of Triton, a mythological creature with the body of a fish and the chest of a man, appearing to emerge from a spring in front of the palace. Triton, considered the messenger of the sea, symbolizes the connection between the kingdom and the ocean, the power of nature, and rebirth. Inside, the round dining hall, with walls decorated with hunting trophies and bas-reliefs inspired by royal symbolism, stands out. The round shape is no accident, it reflects the idea of equality and safety. The guests could communicate directly, looking each other in the eyes, and symbolically, no one could attack from behind. Also inside is a decorative vessel with fish painted so skillfully on the interior that they seem to watch you and move in the water, adding a touch of magic and wonder. Within the palace grounds is also a modest neo-Gothic chapel, which preserves a quiet and sacred atmosphere. This was the royal family's place of prayer and is decorated with colorful stained glass windows and delicate sculptures. Fairy tale turrets, oriental domes, walkways connecting the buildings, and carved details all create a fantastic setting. Inside, the sumptuous salons and the intimate chapel keep the royal atmosphere, and from the terraces, the view opens to the Atlantic Ocean and the green valleys of Sintra. Descending from the palace area, through shaded gardens and cobbled streets, you reach Lawrence's Hotel, the oldest functioning hotel on the Iberian Peninsula, founded in 1764. It's the kind of place where time slows down and the atmosphere is warm and intimate. Climbing a little higher, along an alley guarded by ancient trees, you discover Quinta de Regueira, one of Portugal's most enigmatic places. Built in the early 20th century by Antonio Augusto Carvalho Monteiro, a man passionate about esotericism and symbolism, the estate is a true secret world where every corner has a hidden meaning. The main building, the manor, is decorated in neo-Manueline style, with ornate facades, Gothic towers, and richly sculpted details. But the real magic is in the gardens, a labyrinth of vegetation, caves, tunnels, underground passages, artificial lakes, and hidden chapels. Masonic and alchemical symbols are everywhere, in statues, architecture, even in the paths. The centerpiece of the entire estate is the initiation well, a stone spiral descending almost 30 meters underground, composed of 9 steps symbolizing the stages of a spiritual initiation. It wasn't built for water but for rituals. The walls are cold and damp, covered with moss, and the echo of footsteps on the stone stairs surrounds you in profound silence. At the bottom of the well, a tunnel leads into darkness toward other passages and hidden corners of the garden. Everything seems designed as a symbolic journey between light and darkness, between the conscious and the unconscious. The last stop on the way back to Lisbon is Cascais, a former fishing village turned refined resort. Today, it's a lively town with elegant marinas, restored villas, and restaurants serving fresh fish. Locals jokingly call it Cascais because many wealthy foreigners have bought homes here. But despite the discreet luxury, the town hasn't lost its authenticity. It has a warm energy, beautiful beaches, bustling squares, and understated elegance. From Lisbon, take a day trip to Porto. Even though the journey takes around 3 hours, whether by train or by car, what you'll discover there is worth every minute. Porto is different from Lisbon. It has a calmer energy, yet a certain depth and beauty that you feel the moment you arrive. It's a city with soul, where history blends perfectly with local charm. First stop, Cheio do Porto Cathedral, one of the city's most important and oldest buildings. Built in Romanesque style, with later Gothic influences, the cathedral has the presence of a medieval fortress. Perched on a hill, it offers a spectacular panoramic view over the Old Quarter and the Douro River. Next, we head to another iconic site in Porto, Igreja de Santo Ildefonso. Located near the historic center, this church immediately stands out thanks to its stunning facade covered in blue and white azulejos, Portugal's traditional painted ceramic tiles. These tiles depict biblical scenes in a refined and artistic way, while the late Baroque architecture completes this urban masterpiece. It's often overlooked, but truly worth a few quiet moments of admiration. Not far from here, we arrive in one of Porto's most vibrant and authentic areas, Ribeira, the old district along the Douro River. This is, without a doubt, the heart of the city. Narrow, cobbled streets wind their way up and down between colorful buildings. Here, life moves at a slower pace, but it's full of color and character. Traditional restaurants greet guests with the smell of freshly grilled sardines, bacalhau, and other Portuguese delights. Street musicians play fado on corners, and along the waterfront, locals and visitors blend together in a relaxed, sun-soaked atmosphere that feels like a permanent holiday. The scenery is stunning, the Douro flows gently past, and traditional Rebelo boats, once used to carry wine barrels, now glide peacefully along, offering leisure cruises. From Ribeira, your eyes are naturally drawn to Dom Luís Bridge, the city's iconic symbol. Designed by a collaborator of Gustave Eiffel, the bridge has 2 levels, one for pedestrians and one for vehicles. Another must-see stop is São Bento Station. It's not just a place to catch a train, it's a true artistic masterpiece. The main hall is decorated with thousands of hand-painted ceramic tiles, azulejos, that depict scenes from Portuguese history and daily life across the regions. It's like a history and art lesson, condensed into a beautiful, public space accessible to everyone. Porto has that subtle, deep charm. It's not a city that tries too hard to impress, it wins you over slowly, naturally. And that's why a day trip from Lisbon isn't just a break from the usual, it's a real journey into a different dimension of Portugal. And you might just find that after one day, you'll want to come back. If you're looking to trade the hustle and bustle of Lisbon for the salty breeze of the ocean, even just for a day, take a trip to Albufeira. Located in the heart of the Algarve region, it's about a 2.5-hour drive, but what you'll find there is a true breath of fresh air, in every sense of the word. Albufeira is completely different from Lisbon. Life here flows at a vacation pace, the light is warmer, the sky feels wider, and the sound of waves seems to replace the noise of car horns. The town welcomes you with whitewashed houses, sloping streets, and a relaxed yet lively atmosphere. The walk begins in the old town, a maze of narrow alleys, local shops, bars, and restaurants where the scent of grilled fish and fresh seafood fills the air. The terraces are full of people, but no one seems to be in a hurry. The architecture still holds its fishing village charm, and the white and blue facades gleam under the southern sun. Heading down toward the coast, you arrive at Praia dos Pescadores, Fisherman's Beach, one of Albufeira's most iconic spots. It's a wide stretch of golden sand, framed by cliffs, and easily accessible right from the city center. Here, you can simply take off your shoes, feel the sand under your feet, and let your gaze drift out across the endless blue of the Atlantic. If you climb up the cliffs, you'll reach the Pau de Bandeira viewpoint, Miradoro do Pau de Bandeira, offering a breathtaking panorama over the town and the beach. It's the perfect place for photos, but also for those quiet moments when you just want to sit still and take it all in. Even a simple walk along the coastal path in the late afternoon light is enough to understand why so many people fall in love with Albufeira. Time moves differently here. Slower. Softer. When the time comes to head back to Lisbon, you'll leave with sea salt in your hair, warm sand still clinging to your feet, and the feeling that one day is never quite enough. But it's more than enough to fall in love with Albufeira. As your journey through Portugal comes to an end, you're left with more than just beautiful photos or souvenirs. You're left with a feeling, a quiet calm that stays with you, shaped by the rhythm of the places you've seen, the way the light dances over cities and sea, and the peaceful smiles of the people. Whether you wandered the steep streets of Lisbon, watched the Douro flow through the heart of Porto, or felt the warm sand of the Algarve beneath your feet in Albufeira, Portugal touches you gently, but deeply. It's not a country that overwhelms, it's one that wins you over slowly, with simple pleasures, old stories, salty winds, and the sound of fado in a quiet evening. It's the kind of place you return to in your thoughts many times, even if you've only been once. And more often than not, that's all it takes to know that one day, you'll be back. Até breve, Portugal. See you soon.